3 overs gone, 19 for none. Pakistan winning the toss and deciding they wanted to have a bat first. They'll be happy enough with this as a start. So Mitali to bowl her second, changing ends. From the city end instead of the racecourse end. Aerial, beautiful looking shot. Couple of bounces. And goal for Rosa, starting to show why she had that record-breaking run over in Zimbabwe.
What an incredible shot. Picks it up beautifully. Whips it over mid-wicket. Couple of bounces. 4 runs. She means business. Chewing the gum. Looking down the barrel at the bowler. Saying, come at me again.
Aerial, oh, put down. Leaping to the left. She did get both hands to it, De Silva. She just has a look at her hands there. But she'll be disappointed with that. She made up the room, managed to get both hands and puts it down.
Call for Rosa on the attack. Skips down the wicket. De Silva, that should have been taken. Just parries it off and come through for a single. How expensive is that going to be? She's down on her knees thinking about that.
That's kept pretty low. Just got away with one inside that wide line.
You can see what they're trying to do. Mid-off is quite wide, with Mitali going across Munib Ali, getting that natural swing away from her. They're almost asking her to hit a lot straighter. The field on the offside is packed.
Inside out, up and over. And the chase is on. She does really well with that diving effort in the deep.
Nice little inside-out shimmy there. Didn't quite get the legs, but what a brilliant stop by De Silva. She was not giving up that chase. Nicely flicked back.
That's the way to respond after putting down a catch. Put your body on the line in the field. Well bowled, looking to swing across the line. Keeping a little bit lower as well.
Interesting to see that they've kept the fine leg and deep square leg, knowing that she's going across Munib Ali. It would have been worth to almost have a third man in place. Just feels like a wasted fielder at fine leg.
Picked up early. That's going to be 4 more. So bookends the over with boundaries. 4 overs gone, 30 for none. So 11 coming from the 4th over, and we're going to have another change in bowling. The captain, Chamari Abdibatu, bringing herself on for the 5th over. 30 on the board already for these Pakistan openers, just getting rolling. Straying down the leg side. So the captain always happy to bowl in her shades. 158 matches, an absolute stalwart of Sri Lankan women's cricket. Sri Lankan cricket as a whole. This one darted into the pitch, but finds her line.
Just mentioning on the previous over, 2 boundaries coming off it, but they weren't bad deliveries. Both of these batters, especially to seamers, standing deep in their crease, managed to get underneath the ball and make the most of it, playing to your strengths.
Pulled aerially, it will again land just safe, and it's an excellent work in the deep, judging the bounce. The stop, drop and roll. Chamari Atapati, we say she's a stalwart of Sri Lankan cricket, but women's cricket as a whole, when you look her up online, 14 different team names she's been part of all over the world. Over in the West Indies, in England, India, Australia. Strain down the leg side. This time, that's going to be 4.
Brilliant shot by Muniba Ali, drifting on her pads, and she just helps it along the way. It's really as easy as you like. Pakistan now 38 for no loss, and really storming ahead in this power play.
Shuffles early and gets his hand to it. Oh, it's the diving effort. It's the second and third grasp, but just can't keep it inside. Back-to-back boundaries, and they really are racing in this power play now.
Brilliant use of the feet by Muniba Ali. Atapatu did see it and dropped it slightly short. She still manages to pick it up and connect nicely. Good effort in the deep, but should be stopping them. She'll be disappointed with that one.
12 already off the over. Goes leg side again. Squarer this time, so rotating the strike. But Muniba now 25 from 15. Gulf Rosa the other end, 16 from 14. This is what you want from your opening partnership. Take advantage of that power play. They're taking it to the Sri Lankan bowlers. And now stacked up inside the ring on that offside. The 2 fielders out in the deep on the leg. That's exactly where she looks to pull it. So it'll be a single off the final ball of the over. Expensive, 14 runs coming from it. 5 overs gone, Pakistan. 44 for none. We're going to have a change in commentary.
Flying start for Pakistan. Really impressed by the intent that Muniba Ali and Gulf Rosa have shown, and very much already justifying that decision from Pakistan to bat first. Would have looked up to the skies and felt as though it would have been a bowl first kind of afternoon, but they've backed their batters. The 2 openers have answered with real quality. Andrew Leonard here joining Cameron Steele. Cameron, great to be with you. For me, for the first time today. This is really impressive stuff from Pakistan.
Thank you, great to be here. They've gone hard in this power play. Been especially impressed by the left-handed Muniba. Her adept play of spin. Fascinated by her technique.
Yeah, for me, not just the technical aspects, but just the the mental side of the game for Pakistan to understand what their captain, who plays a fearless brand of cricket herself, Fatima Asana, is saying. Get out there, attack, take the game to Sri Lanka right from the off.
And the way that Munib Ali has taken the game to all of the spin, particularly like the way she keeps her bat on the ground until release, can often give more power in the sweep shots. She's played so well so far.
I think it was a cutter, a slower ball that was well picked by Muniba. 50's going to come up in ground style. And this power play is only belonging to one side. It's the side in green. Pakistan flying.
It indeed was the off-cutter. Well weighted there from Muniba. It can be tough to hold the shot back, but times the ball to perfection to that vacant mid-wicket region on the boundary. Kavya under a bit of pressure now. Seven off the over so far.
Really impressive Pakistan coaching staff here, guiding their hands. Think of the international experience that, if we just zoom out a touch, be able to see there in the top left of your shot, Wahab Riaz, well, maybe the most iconic spell in World Cup history, possibly back in 2015. Shaking up Shane Watson and Steve Smith at all down the Adelaide Oval. Imran Farhat, Abdurrahman. There's the spin bowling coach in Abdul Majid as well. So 4 international cricketers, all with international experience, guiding the Pakistan side, who had good preparation of that Irish tri-series across the water.
Wahab Riaz of Derby played down here. Remember, I wore a bib as 12th man when I was playing for Durham against Derby, and he bowled the speed of light under the lights here. There was also Hardis Villian as well, South African, who had some lightning pace.
He looks in good nick still, doesn't he, Wahab Riaz? I wonder, has he been wandering around some of the Legends circuits as well? Certainly looks like he could still bowl. Pretty mean, fearsome delivery. Do you remember that spell back at the 2015 World Cup at the Adelaide Oval?
Do I? Watched it with my mates at uni when I was at Durham. Oh, great stuff.
Good running. They'll get the quick single, and the power play very much belongs to Pakistan. 53 for none. And that will get us to the first drinks break, with Pakistan's batters coming together with their coaches to just take in a bit of guidance. Sri Lanka, well, they'll need to find the breakthrough. It's 53 for none. Welcome back after the first drinks break. Both head coaches out, and very, very active. Wahab Riaz, the new Pakistan women's head coach and team mentor. He was really specific with his two openers, just talking about exactly the approach he wants now for the next phase of the game. I think he'll have been delighted with how Muniba and Ferosa have started, but just talking about now exactly what he wants to see in the next overs, probably this phase 7 to 14. And then in the foreground of the shot, you just saw Jamie Siddons, the Sri Lanka women's head coach, speaking to his team about what I thought might have been a change in approach. I thought we might have seen some spin outside of the power play, but instead it'll be more seam. And with it being a play 15-a-side match, Jethana Mukti will come into the attack for the first time. This the racecourse end of the ground. Surprised not to see a bit more spin on offer. I know it didn't turn much in that morning game between Scotland and Netherlands, but it tends to be Sri Lanka's strength.
A little bit surprised, especially with the first over spin from Dasnayaka. Looked as though there was a little bit of trouble at times until Muniba started sweeping. I suppose there's plenty of time over the next few weeks for Sri Lanka to show off their spinning prowess.
Chipped in the air and just over the cover fielder. Ali getting good reward again for her intent. It's been a real trademark of this innings, isn't it? Going at pretty much anything, particularly anything short of a length, whether it's a cut shot or a pull shot, picks up that length quickly.
What I would say about the spin versus seam debate is that when the seamers have bowled straight, they have been the more threatening of the bowlers today. We haven't seen loads of spin. Didn't see the Netherlands get it completely right this morning.
It's a definitive and very blatant change in Ali's approach, because historically she's been criticised in this format for her lack of aggression at the top, her lack of ability to get the strike rate above 100. Career strike rate just 98. Very prolific in terms of her run scoring ability in the women's ODI game, but T20I's just been struggling to get going at the top. But so I suppose you can clearly see it from Wahab Riaz. With shots like that carved out for the single. They're going to take on the second. Throw goes to the right end, but Ali gets home. There's just been a pretty clear change of mindset for Ali at the top. She has all the strokes.
Just love her technique. She just looks so settled at the crease. Firm base. Just correct, but then from that base is able to just unleash shots like that. I know she only got 2 for it, but that's a sign of the power that Muniba possesses.
Too short from Mukti, and arms will extend. I was lucky enough to be out in Pakistan last year for the ICC Women's 50-over World Cup qualifiers, where, well, Pakistan had to do it the hard way, but did get through that qualifier. There was the heartbreak for the West Indies, and surreal circumstances in that final game against Thailand, where they needed a 6 and they got a 4, and it wasn't enough. I don't think anyone knew it was happening. This is picked up a long, long way. There is a fielder at deep square leg. I think it's the skipper, and she's never going to drop that. Good catch. Well, you live by the sword, you die by it too. I think Wahab Riaz will be pleased with the intent, but this time she's picked out the fielder in the deep. Good catch, well judged, and the first wicket falls.
Send that high into the air, did Muniba. That's a fairly long boundary out there, almost 60 meters the whole way around. She got a fair piece of it. And it was a comfortable catch in the end, just tossing it away nonchalantly. Get away from me. But Muniba Ali will have to go. 36 off 21 for her. Pakistan a 60 for 1.
So the first wicket does fall. Sri Lanka needed that. Aisha Zafar will come in at number 3. You can see all the different roles the players being given throughout these warm-ups. Good reward for Sri Lanka sticking with their seamers and sticking with the process of trying to bang it in and encourage with the change in field and the power play over, encouraging Muniba Ali to attack. I don't think Wahab Riaz will be disappointed with the shot, Cameron. That's what he's probably encouraging Muniba Ali to do.
100%. Exactly the right option. If she gets a little bit more of that, she gets 6. And a lot of the grounds across England, she's getting 6 for that. 10 rows back at a couple, so she should be happy with that, as will the coach.
Also in the modern T20 game, 36 off 21 up at the top. That's a job done as the opener. This will allow the second, and I think they'll get home. So Zafar gets off the mark, an action packed over. Bit of everything happening there. It's 62 for 1. Well, we thought we might see a bit of spin outside of the power play. We will now. Desanayake will come in for her second over. Really good shot. Great use of the crease. Gave herself room outside the leg stump and goes over the offside. Gets a boundary. Very clever batting.
This is accomplished batting from Golferosa here. Keeping the weight on that back foot and being able to hoist it over cover. Tough to do. He has been hanging back in that crease just for that very ball. Fine margins.
Nice to see Ferosa continuing to attack as the diving stop will save the boundary despite the loss of Ali. This looks like a very different Pakistan outfit under Wahab Riaz. There's significant change, a more modern change and approach from this Pakistan side. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too. Also impressed by the little 1-2 just then from Golferosa, hanging back to hit that first ball for 4 and then coming down the track, pumping it down. Only for 2 runs, but the idea was bang on. There's going to be a change of angle now for Desanayake. Come round the wicket.
Stifled appeal, initially maybe for a hint of a caught behind, but then more wholeheartedly for the stumping before ultimately the decision was not out. The back foot never moved. Yeah, I suppose selection and indeed mindset never far from the headlines in Pakistan, and it was a disappointing 50 over Women's World Cup last year that initiated the great change for Pakistan, as hopefully we're not going to see a run out at the non-strikers end here in a warm-up game. Did have a bit of that going on up in Edinburgh, which I think we're just going to leave alone. We'll let sleeping dogs lie. Fielder long on, in place, straight to her. And Ferosa, for the second time, a batter living by the sword, dying by it. Another one caught in the deep. They're continuing to attack outside of the power play, but paying the price for doing so. 2 wickets in 2 overs.
Change of angle does the trick. My apologies before for saying it was around the wicket. She's over the wicket this time. And an easy catch. Out long on. Well done from Desanayake. And can they just put a little bit of pressure on the Pakistan batsman now? A little bit of momentum. Golferosa has to depart for 26 of 23. Pakistan are 68 for 2.
Any color, but not white. Any color, not white. Color. That's the ready ball, no white.
How many boys?
Two wickets have fallen in pretty quick succession. As it'll be Natalia Parvez who comes to the crease at number 4. Again, you look at that T20I career and you think striking at 93, average 10. Why is she up the order? But she's had a really good time of things in the ODI game. Be interesting to see her mindset. So nearly, it almost certainly looked like it was going to be 2 and 2 deliveries. Finest of inside edges, and somehow Parvez survives. How is this missed, Cameron?
Fine margins.
Good stuff from over the wickets from Dasanayak. A good over, 8 from it. It's 70 for 2. Done really well to get a full game in this morning and hopefully a full game in this afternoon. We started not far off the scheduled start time of 3 p.m. And at the moment, the weather just about holding on. There are a few dark clouds around. The Mukti will continue. He won't get the second. You can see clearly, but Pakistan have come here with the game plan, and that's one to be much more aggressive. Is the PCB confirming Wahab Riaz's appointment back in January? It's kind of set about this chain of events. He started his tenure with that white ball series against South Africa back in February, but then the assistance of Imran Farhat and Abdul Rahman. Huge amount of experience, and all three of those cricketers played in a certain style, didn't they? An aggressive style, an attacking style. We hear the word white ball reset quite often in and around English cricket. Cameron, is that what Pakistan have done here with the women's side?
I suppose so, but it was a golden age of Pakistani cricket, really. So let's hope that it, for the sake of this team, is a golden age of Pakistan women's cricket. With Wahab at the helm.
Chipped into the offside, and Atapatu takes the catch. And in that very innocuous style, no celebration, just says thanks for coming. That's number 3. And Parvez looks for the big shot early in her innings, and it's another one that goes 3 and 3 overs.
I've found my new favourite celebration. Throw it away like an indoor cricket run out. Just with her weight back, doesn't quite get any of it really, and on the edge of the ring, Adapatu does the work and tosses it away. Natalia Parvez goes for 2. Pakistan are 71 for 3.
Well, all sorts happening Sri Lanka fighting back in a big way. Sarah Jabin will come to the crease, still new into her international career. Another that's been selected with an aggressive strike rate up over 130. Pakistan, well, having had such a good power play, collapsing in a heap, and it's leaving real concern for Wahab Riaz and co on the sidelines. Pretty clear that at the drinks break, Cameron, the instruction from Wahab Riaz was to continue to attack. Good hand from the keeper will keep it to a single. The approach has been the exact same despite the fielding parameters being very different. 4 fielders out at this stage.
I don't mind it. The intent has been there. We just haven't quite got the execution right. You can go one of two ways. You can either consolidate in this period or keep going hard. I suppose it's indicative of the style that they're going to play for this competition.
Jabin at the non-strikers end there. Just out of your shot. She warming up like she was at a driving range. Kind of just expansively shadow batting, trying to hit every ball for 4 or 6. I don't know if she's going to continue doing it, but clearly the mindset is go out there, Pakistan, and attack.
We haven't seen a maximum yet today. Perhaps she's pumped up. Perhaps we can see one from Jabin. Short time.
Well, there's a shot a minute happening at the moment. You can't really take your eyes off this contest. 72 for 3. Change of bowling. The skipper's going to bring herself back into the attack after what I would describe as a fairly average first over. Didn't quite get it right with 14 runs coming from it, but now with the fielding restrictions having been eased, she's brought herself back into the attack with a change of ends and a very defensive field on the leg side. All 3 in front of square in the deep. She's going to toss a few up here and try and maybe buy a 4th wicket. And oh no, a collision. Not the greatest communication, and that's going to be a boundary for, I think, fortunately no harm done to either fielder. But the skipper, well, won't be best pleased with that combined effort in the deep.
This is what practice games are for. Not getting hurt, but for ironing out some deficiencies. Could have been bad. Thankfully, they're okay. Asapati won't be best pleased.
Well, the shot a minute continues from Pakistan, and to a ball like that, you can understand why. It was short, and the dive in the deep is just going to do enough. You're going to take on the 3rd, and the throw will come to the keeper's end. It's at the stumps, it's at the helmet. What exactly is going on? All happening out there. Just wonder, we're going to have a concussion check as well for the keeper. That might have flicked off the bail and into the grill. And yes, we will have a concussion check. Well, that was like 7 deliveries in 1 right there.
This shot was well executed. Absolutely everything has happened there.
And crucially, Cameron, a big smile on the face of the keeper, Kashini. We do have to go through the process, but again, that was just a deflection. Don't get any damage done.
You ever had the concussion protocol done?
Long before my time, never actually had it. I think I only got hit in my career once in the helmet. It shows how long I stayed at the crease. Not awfully. What about you?
Or just how good you were on the short ball?
The opposite of that, I assure you.
I've had a few. You usually get the eye test, seeing where you go, what day of the week it is. Maybe if you have to get the serious test, you get some words that you've got to repeat in order. I think I remember them. I've had the test so many times. Elbow, apple, dollar, monkey, mirror.
Bit of a delay for the fifth one. We might get the other cognitive skills of Cameron Steele just checked out on our next break. Approaching the halfway stage, this game has actually turned on its head, hasn't it? Dominant opening partnership for Pakistan. Sri Lanka with the fight back here now. It looks pretty clear that Pakistan are going to continue to play their shots though and apply pressure. They're running between the wickets and their aggression of the strokes. You're saying you like this is the modern game, this is the way to play. This is a route for Pakistan to that semi-final spot potential.
I do like this approach, and particularly the shots this last over. There's just been a little bit more measured. There's some along the ground and then targeting that one shot over the bowler's head.
I think they're playing a shot a minute. I think everything must go. We're in that territory.
But there's been minimal risk this over. It's been a much different kind of aggression.
I just like the way they're going at it though. I think historically there's been criticism of this Pakistan women's side for being too cautious. It's the absolute opposite now. It'll get us to the halfway stage. We'll get those scores checked, but we think right now it's 81 for 3.
So 10 overs gone. Pakistan, it's been a mixed bag of an innings so far. They started so strongly and then wickets tumbling. Full toss, clubbed down the ground, not timed. So we'll just be kept to a single.
Pakistan right now would really be looking to rebuild, get going with a partnership again. The opening stand was fantastic, came with amazing intent. Got a platform set now at 84 for 3. Just need to capitalise on it.
Yeah, Waits on this one looks to cut it away, but there's protection for that. Bowling to her field nicely here.
I'd like to see potentially more attacking field settings from Sri Lanka. Now I say this because Zafar, who's on 4 of 7 balls, necessarily don't need those 4 fielders out. Can they put pressure on, try and get more wickets in this phase?
Atapatu, no mistake. There's the celebration, a hat-trick of those. And another one goes down for Pakistan.
Excellent, excellent from Sri Lanka. This is what pressure does to you. And now we see the back of Sarah Jabin. Take a look at this wicket, skips down the track, goes completely across the line. No mistake by Chamari Atapatu, who is a magnet today to that ball.
It's the most dismissive celebration you'll see anywhere. So another one down for Pakistan. Find themselves 85 for 4. She goes for 10.
Jersey number 10 का आपका jersey number 39 leg
Well bowled, targeting right at the toes of the new batter. Off the mark straight away. Definitely not the opportunity for a second.
Sri Lanka really buzzing around that field right now. Very quiet in those first 6 overs, but Malki just giving them a reason to cheer in her first 4 balls.
Just losing her line, that extra bit of aggression, moving away down that leg side. Again, the 3 fielders in the deep on the leg side and 1 out at deep cover on the off. Gets down, pulls this away all along the carpet. Just 1 more to the tally. Things have seriously slowed down for Pakistan. They got off to a racing start, dominated in the power play, but since then, it's all been all about Sri Lanka.
Very much hitting square of the wicket. If we take a look at any of the wagon wheel of these batters, Sri Lankan bowlers will be looking to go fuller at the toes.
Top edge. That'll race for 4. Much needed boundary this for Pakistan. End of the over, 92 for 4.
But I left them wrong too.
So 92 for 4 on the board. Nimasha Madhushani with the ball in hand coming from the city end. Just waiting while long off is pushed slightly wider. Darted in this time again, pulled leg side to Maria Tupatu, the ball magnet. Attracts it once again.
The nonchalant ball magnet. Got a word for her new celebration. It's a Patu. Bit of aura farming she's doing with those catches.
She's right up there in the aura farming for sure. Can't get it through on that offside. Thought about running. We all know what they say, and it becomes a cliche for a reason. So I want to know, I wonder if there'll be any more fun celebration. I like the nonchalance of this. I like innovation. Keep an eye out throughout the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Caught in 2 minds there. Thought about coming forward and then pushing it leg side, and in the end sort of trapped in the middle of the 2.
That is coming into the middle to just have a little conversation, but this is where I would like to have seen Sri Lanka go a bit more attacking. Could they have pulled long and long off up for the first couple of deliveries of this over?
Again, she plants that front foot and looks like she's going to come down the pitch and just stops herself.
It's exactly there, because you don't want to give them that easy single. You want them to take the riskier option.
This time goes aerial, fielder coming in off the rope, and there's another one. Sri Lanka have been great in the field. The 1 catch put down earlier by De Silva, and this time makes no mistake.
That's exactly what pressure does. Plenty of dots in that over, plenty of dots in this passage of play, and Zafar looks to come down the track, but really miscues it. Easy catch for De Silva at long on. Once again going across the line. And this means he's going to be seeing the back of Iman. She's now been dismissed. Pakistan are 94 for 4.
Leg. Leg, yeah. Left arm wrong, one left.
So the captain, Fatima Sana, comes out to the middle. Pakistan 95 for 5 in a little bit of strife after that rocketing start they got off to earlier, and she's off the mark straight away. An easy as you like punch up to long on, and one more added to the tally. End of the over, 96 for 5.
अच्छा लाइक मेरी बात सुनो बाउंड्री किसनी है
Now, Fatima Sana has been in fine form with the bat lately for Pakistan. She's giving a juicy full stop. That's going to hurt. Stick out the boot, right off the toe. The Football World Cup is also just around the corner. Get yourself in.
She's shaken that off nicely. Gives her a bit of stretch. Good job on those Adidas spikes there. They generally have a very thick heel meant for fast bowling. Not quite sure for football.
Just reaching for it outside that off stump. Yeah, she made a 15-ball 50 against Zimbabwe midway through May, did Fatima Sana, breaking all kind of records. Previously held by Soph Devine, Phoebe Litchfield and Richard Ghosh, so not bad names to overtake for the Pakistan captain, the all-rounder, the linchpin of this Pakistan side. Very wayward down that leg side. Sana still keen to try and get onto it and pull it away leg side.
I think what's hurting Pakistan here is those dot balls, because at the moment it's dot, 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 big shot, wicket. Now can they find a way to manoeuvre the ball, hit the pockets, run hard? There are still 4 fielders out on the boundary, so plenty of gaps.
Uses the feet, shuffles down, that is glorious, inside out, up over deep extra cover, 1 bounce and 4 to the captain.
What a fantastic strike by Fatima Sana. She gives herself a bit of room, frees those arms, and crashes it over cover. Shot of the day, that is.
Small in stature, but when it comes to timing, it's perfect.
Keeper now up to the stumps after that shot, trying to mitigate Sana coming down the wicket.
Will scamper through for a single, good running, and that'll bring up the 100 for Pakistan.
Be great to see how close that would have been. Comes through for a single, nevertheless. 100 up for Pakistan. They'll be hoping to reach that 160, 170 mark. However, they do only have 5 wickets in hand.
That's well bowled. Just not giving her any room to pull it away. To step back a long way to give room to slash it through the offside. Beautiful. Given a bit of width and pounces on it, carves it away, and it's a 4 more in the bag for Pakistan. 13 gone Pakistan 104 for 5. Marsha just tops her up. Yeah, running the first one hard, coming back for a second. Scrambled voices, could be run out, gone. Didn't get the dive in, didn't even really ground her bat, and actually a really good bit of work in the deep. It was always going to be risky that second, but Sri Lanka have been so good in the field today.
Oh dear for Pakistan. Real mix-up in the middle, both batters just looking at each other, asking the questions, and the only question they should be asking is, was there a second run? Was that necessary? Partnership is so crucial here for Pakistan. They set off convinced and then just were not in. Hashita making no mistake. Nicely picked up. And takes a stump, and we are now seeing the back of Ayesha as she has to depart. Pakistan now 105 for 6.
Pulled away leg side again. Fatima Sana will settle for a single. Will bring the new batter, Alia Riaz, on strike for the first time today.
Pakistan desperately need a partnership here. Still around 6.4 overs to go. Don't want to run out of wickets towards the back end of the innings.
Well bowled, right at the pads. Down on one knee, that's naughty, round the corner, and a good bit of work again in the field. It can so often be the difference between sides is the work in the field. And Madara there joining in with Sri Lanka's antics in the field today. Insert our aerial up over cover. Beautiful looking stroke. Fatima Sana races along.
What an incredible shot. That is a second inside out. And she's fancying those spinners today. Take a look at this. Gives herself a bit of room. Inside out. And crunches it. Sounded delightful off the bat.
111 on the board for those who are superstitious and take a foot off the ground. One to come in this over. It's well stopped. So it'll be a dot to end the over. 14 gone, 111 for 6.
Yeah, that is what the groundsman told us. Unless we come because they made a very strong pitch.
So back from the drinks break, and in that time, Mother Nature has come to the party, and it is raining out there, but it looks like we're still going to continue here. Umpires keen to get play back underway. Two fielders being pushed out in the deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, and we've got a long on and then a deep cover, the 4 out in the ring outside the power play in the women's game. I can see the ground staff trudging around, hands in pockets, but good, they're all got shorts on, because that's what you should do as a ground staff. No matter what the weather, big coat, but still shorts. So now deep cover coming up inside the ring and long off going out. Waits nicely, beautifully played, pierces that gap, 4 more.
It's Ali Aria's trademark shot. All these batters, they love a bit of bounce. A lovely late cut, opens the face of the bat beautifully, and it races away. First boundary for Ali Arias. Pakistan now 115 for 6.
Fatima Sana at the non-striker's end, hugging her bat to try and keep the face of that bat dry. You see the Sri Lankan bowlers and fielders desperately using the towels to keep the ball dry. Well kept down by Alia Riaz, running that first one hard. Going to keep it to just 1.
Kavya here really using her rag to dry that ball as much as possible. The seam will expand in this, making it really difficult for the bowlers to have any sort of grip on that ball.
Slashed away, that's hit hard and hit fine. That's a beautiful looking stroke.
That is one brutal strike. Keep rubbing that bat, because something she's doing is working. Gives herself a bit of room. And brutally crunched away. That's very, very smart batting from Fatima Sana. She can almost sense what Kavya's going to do. He's going to hitting the deck hard, going for the shorter length, but she really should be looking to pitch it up as much as she can. She might be getting some difficulties in gripping that ball.
It takes out Alia Riaz, who drops her bat at the non-strikers. She's done all that effort to keep it dry, keep hugging it, and it gets taken out by her captain and dropped on the floor.
Yeah, very accidental there. Tries to get it out of the way, and yeah, that's 10 points.
So the weather has taken over, the floodlights have come on, and the fielders and batters are scampering. Suddenly the fastest anyone has moved all day. You look away for a moment, you turn back, and everyone is gone except the umpires, who are taking the stumps out now. But it has got very, very heavy out there. Players dispersing in all directions. It's very, very rainy. Welcome to England. Hope you've got your sun cream on. Get yourself a cup of tea, and hopefully this might be a short shower. But I can see the ground staff in front. The hovercraft is coming on out to the middle, and it is very, very damp. just as the Pakistan batters were getting going again, Fatima Sana racing along nicely, continuing in her good form, 17 from 11 she's on at the moment. Alia Riaz at the other end, 6 from 4. Sri Lanka sharing it around again among the bowlers. Over Pakistan winning the toss and deciding they were going to have a bat today. Chamari Atapattu, the Sri Lankan captain, saying that's fine by us. And it showed just how good they are in the field today. She's taken 3 catches and they have been clinical. Just the one put down by De Silva earlier on today. But other than that, Sri Lanka have been right on the button in the field. And this can so often be the difference between a win and a loss, is how you perform in the field. But the first one, Chamari Atapattu set herself nicely. This one again, aerial, often they can swirl in this kind of weather, but they've just been so good. It's like they've got super glue in their hands. And Chamari Atapattu, well, she's got a ball magnet in her hands at the moment. Everything seems to go her way. This one will probably be easiest of the lot. And there's the celebration, just flicks it away. And that is exactly what you want. You want to be known as a good fielding side, because that's a well-drilled side. Yes, you can come in and out of form with the bat and the ball, but you're good in the field. You're saving 10, 15 runs, and in a T20 game, that's crucial.
Yeah, especially when we talk about players wanting to rotate the strike, the pressure the Sri Lankan fielders have put on the batters, causing the run-outs, causing doubts in their mind whether they should go for the second or not. It is moments like this, and when we start to get to the business end of the tournament, it is going to be these things that matter.
But for now, it is the ground staff who are the only men out in the middle. The hovercraft is on the pitch. The players have dispatched, and it means that we're going to have to head to a short break now, and hopefully the rain will clear and we'll be back with some good news in the not too distant future.
Welcome back to the county ground in Derby. It's the opening day of this ICC Women's T20 World Cup warm-up matches, and what a few overs we've had. All action on the pitch, all action off it. Sincere thanks go out to the ground staff who have somehow managed to get the covers on and off in a flash. It was a shower I don't think they expected, because it came over the ground ever so quickly with rather light skies above us, but the rain did become heavy enough for our umpires to ask them to get the hover cover on, and they've managed to turn it all around. They make them hardy up in this part of the United Kingdom, no doubt about that, and these guys have been here since about 5:30 a.m. this morning. Absolutely the unsung heroes of the day. The good news is we are going to be set for a resumption in about 2 minutes time from now, with the good news that there is no loss of overs. We should get a full T20I in as long as we have no further delay. The floodlights have actually come on as well, just to aid the natural light with a bit of artificial light to go alongside it, and to talk you through the remainder of the 5.2 overs we have remaining in this first innings. You've got me, Andrew Leonard, joined by Cameron Steele, the ex-Middlesex, Surrey and Durham county cricketer, who is joining us for the first time. Cameron, great to have you with us throughout the day. Really enjoyed your company. Pakistan's innings, well, it's been close to impossible to describe. What have we been watching across the course the last hour or so?
We've seen absolutely everything. We've seen some interesting running, we've seen some wonderful batting, and we've seen some brain-dead batting. A couple of the players losing 4 wickets in the space of 5 overs, between overs 7 and 12. But it looks set for a decent finish now. The outfield will be slick. And Fatima Sana, who's 17 off 11 now, looks in fine fettle.
I thought Fatima Sana played the shot of the day as well. That inside out over extra. She's such an attractive player to watch. A full range of strokes. Very much out of the mould of a former Pakistan men's captain in the shape of Imran Khan. As we're all set for the continuation of play. Just over 5 overs left. It will be interesting to see. It was quite a lot of moisture the pitch has taken there, as to how that's going to react. Do you expect it just to skid on a touch, potentially?
It'll be quicker for sure. Just whether it skids onto the middle of the bat or goes too quickly. That one beat earlier for pace. Is now shadowing the shot that she should have played. Third is up, as is 45. So if she could use that pace, it could be an easy boundary.
Well, the shot a minute approach continues from Pakistan. I think all 6 wickets have either been caught on the edge of the ring or in the deep thus far. It will get us to the end of the 15th. 122 for 6. Well, we got concurrent action. You're watching us live here from Derby in the Midlands of the United Kingdom, but also across at Loughborough. Just a break in play there. Give you a score update from that New Zealand women's match. They've plundered 193 for 3 against Bangladesh. Mila Kerr making a 28-ball 50. Oh, and that's so nearly as bowled Aliyah Riaz around her legs. It's done everything but kiss the leg stump, and to add insult to injury, the arms are going to be extended and the wide given.
Umpires are so harsh these days. Those leg side wides, especially from that angle. Left arm over the wicket to the right-handed Aliyah.
Interesting role Aliyah's been asked to perform down the order today. Usually used at number 5, number 6. Just a reminder, if you're tuning in for the first time, as dive from the Sri Lankan fielder doesn't provide the cut-off. We've got, in theory, a play 15 aside match today. That's the way the regulations work for the warm-ups. Due to the news, just the one player for Sri Lanka won't be used at all. That's Kavisha Dilhari. So it's kind of 15 on 14 out here. That's why you're seeing some players in in slightly alternative roles. You'd be used to seeing Riaz at 5, 6, even sometimes 4 in the order in the ODI game. But she's down at number 8, or sorry, number 7 today, Sana it was. I think it was Sana at 7 actually, and Riaz down at 8, and she's now got to double figures. Good partnership this though, just starting to build up, Cameron, for Pakistan.
I was also surprised to see Fatima Sana come in so late. I know she does bat a little bit lower in this Pakistan team. She is so dangerous and has looked frighteningly good today so far.
The thing I love about Fatima Sana, she does nothing by half measures, completely wholehearted in her approach to batting, bowling.
And in her pre-match interview with you.
It doesn't do anything by halves. Good stroke. Everyone's up on the offside with the exceptional long off, and Fatima pierces the gap. That's rocket off the bats, right out of the middle.
She's made this shot look so easy. Threaded through the field. Key for me is just waiting till the last moment to hit it right off her back pocket. Timing the ball to perfection and getting her rewards. Now moves on to 21.
Put it simply, Cameron, she's a rock star. That's what she is. She plays this all-action, X-factor brand of cricket. When she's got the ball in her hand, she comes in and tries to bowl as fast as she possibly can. Gets no shortage of movement, particularly with her in-swinger. It's very lethal to right-handers. She bats, she's constantly trying to score. And stick into the mix now, being asked to captain the side at a very young age. In terms of the length of what I think is going to be a very long and successful career, she's a joy to watch.
Just looks like she's having so much fun all the time as well. And it's so refreshing to see people really love playing the game that we've all grown up loving.
You find, Cameron, as you evolve into this world, how you're doing your writing as well, but you tend to end up with favourite players as commentators. Try not to give it away, but I can promise you, for me, in the women's game, 2 stand out. 3 if I'm going to have my Irish green tinted glasses on, but it's always Hayley Matthews, it's always Fatima Sana. And then when Gabby Lewis is at the crease for Ireland, well, she's just beautiful to watch with her flowing drives. Orla Prendergast, of course, in the mix too. But I'd love to hear your favourite players. I'm going to give you the over break to have a think about it. Maybe give me 2 or 3 names in the men's and women's game. You'll then watch throughout their careers develop and evolve. It's worked into the leg side now. I think Sana would usually want 2, but she's very good at counting her balls. She knows she'll keep the strike. 133 for 6. Come on then, Cameron. You've got it over to think about it, or 30 seconds maybe. Your favourite players to watch in the men's and women's game?
Well, I'm going to start with a man and a leg spinner, because you have to, as a fellow leg spinner, and I'm going to go for Yasir Shah. I've never seen anyone love bowling as much as he does.
Celebrate like a Premiership footballer, and he used to take wickets as well. Cut away, but straight to the fielder. What about the women's game? Who stands out for you in the modern game, maybe?
Didn't have the greatest day today, but Sturkalis, having read about her story over the recent few weeks, and just Netherlands as a whole, I've got a little soft spot for them now, I'd say. I could talk through a few Surrey players who I like, but you gave me 3.
Oh, missed opportunity. Definite stumping chance. Not necessarily the easiest when it goes between bat and pad, but it comes in and it comes out of Nathanya's gloves, and the 7th wicket should have fallen.
Feels like the wet pitch has done her a little bit there. Just skidding through a little bit quicker before she could gather it in.
How costly will that be? Sana, definite missed opportunity on 23. If it was cleanly gathered, it would have been, well, the simplest of stumpings. I think you're spot on what you say, Cameron. It's not just skidded on, but maybe kept a fraction lower as well. Really difficult when you're missighted just for a second when the ball goes between bat and pad. Oh, now the slippy ball has led to that. And keep your eyes on the two umpires. They have a look at each other and they do decide that it's going to be a no ball. So it'll be a boundary, 5 runs in total to the total, and a free hit to follow.
Oh, my sympathies go out to Namasha here. It is so hard to bowl with a wet ball. But I suppose these are what warm-up games are for. You have to practice in the conditions of the country that you're playing in, and God, we have so many wet outfields here in England. But it is a free hit.
Field can't change. So 3 in the deep of the leg side, 1 in the off. Free hit incoming. Helped around the corner. You can be run out off a free hit, remember. So Fatima Sana rightly sends her partner back. Yeah, I think a great point again you make about the conditions, because for Pakistan, I'm going to say Ireland's basically the same in England in only one way. We share nothing apart from the weather. Everything else is different between the two islands, but certainly in Dublin they had a couple of games washed out, so Pakistan well acclimatised. Sri Lanka prepared for this World Cup in Pallekele. A little bit different to Derbyshire.
Although it can rain hard there. Proper rain.
And actually, I just sensed from chatting to Jamie Siddons before the start, he would have loved to get in maybe a little bit earlier. Those triangular series that Bangladesh, Netherlands, Scotland, Ireland, Pakistan, West Indies had. I think that'll be a big advantage for those 6 sides. Coming in England, of course, hosting India as well. Got to be hitting the ground running in every World Cup event, every major ICC event. It's 140 for 6.
Volunteer, right, I'm over to you.
Fulmukthi will bowl her 3rd. Pakistan have 3 overs to work with, and with Sana and Aliyah Riaz at the crease, both very capable of finding boundaries and indeed clearing the ropes. Might just be thinking of 170, and a reminder that if you're just watching the coverage for the first time today, we saw Scotland post 163, and it proved far too much for the Netherlands in the morning contest here at the county ground in Derby. As Riaz hammers that away. Impressive power from her. The boundaries continue to come here. Pakistan looking to finish in a hurry.
On the charge and then scythed over point by Aliyah Riaz. Gorgeous shot. Watch how late she plays that. Almost behind her as the bat flies through. The ball soars to the fence. Gorgeous batting.
कुछ समझ नहीं आ रही
With the evolution of Riaz's game in recent years, the ODI format is where she's prospered. She's definitely added power too. Masana's so quick, I'm sure she'll get back perfectly placed right to the edge of the 25-yard circle. Good running, 2 more.
We said she's added power. There's a bit of athleticism there too. Wonderful running from Pakistan. They're really finding their stride now. In the 18th over. I didn't give you my my 3rd favourite player. And this one might surprise you, but it's Dom Sibley.
So of all the cricketing names, I was thinking in my head when it might surprise me. maybe of some of the stars we're going to see at the World Cup next week. Chip straight to cover. Going to be the end of Illyria's. Simple catch held. Well, you've got to admire the approach. They've just continued to blaze all-out attack, Pakistan, but it has proved costly in terms of the wickets that have fallen. And Vamukthi continues her excellent day. She has her third.
And just as they were getting into their stride, it is another catch in the ring. Illyria's almost just doesn't get quite enough of it. Needs to loft it a little bit more. But a well-made 22 is now over. Pakistan are 146 for 7.
लेकिन एरम बाजी जबरदस्ती नहीं अच्छा जो लगे ना वो ठीक है क्योंकि 3 ओवर पड़े हम कवर कर लेंगे ज्यादा
Iram Javed down at number 9. There's no doubt that Pakistan have stuck with their approach. Highly entertaining innings, I must say, albeit interrupted by the weather, and there's just a few grey clouds rolling in again from our right. Let's hope they don't have too much moisture in them.
Okay.
Cameron, would you say some of that aggression has been a touch misplaced? That they could have actually maybe made 170, 180 for 3 or 4 in this innings if they just held their nerve a touch more?
Yes, I would. Just a few more wickets in the hutch towards the end. And with Fasma Sama at the other end. Correct from Sana. Would just expect Pakistan to nudge themselves towards a higher total, near 170, and perhaps unassailable on an outfield this big and a pitch that has offered a little bit for the seamers.
I think if this wasn't a warm-up game, I'd probably have some concerns. I'd probably say, hold on, what exactly is going on here? Can you go all-out attack for 20 overs in these conditions and get the kind of total you would and maybe should get? But maybe in a warm-up, it's actually not a bad thing to do. It certainly shows there's ball striking all the way throughout the 9 batters that we've seen so far. And I have no doubt that this is a specific and very well discussed game plan. And it's very different from a Pakistan side I've seen up close and personal in Lahore and around the world. This is a sort of Pakistan women's 2.0.
What I would say is, in these warm-up games, and the games going forward, it's hard to go up a gear. It's much easier to go with this approach where you're potentially going too hard and then to rein it back in as time goes on.
Sana will be frustrated there. She's desperate to get the single. Instead, Iran will have the strike. 2 remain, 149 for 7.
2 minutes remaining to start the last over. 5:05 cut-off time.
Well, just had a change of ball. Maybe just a bit of common sense from the umpires. Like to see that, particularly in a warm-up game. No concern from either side. I think that had just got too wet, hadn't it? Both from actually when we stayed on before the rain delay and after.
You get like a bar of soap in your fingers when it gets far too wet. And, I mean, this ball has some time to get wet as well.
And there's a very different feel to a white ball than opposed to a red one. The white ball can be even more difficult when it's wet.
Well, I suppose red balls can get changed. But the white ball just goes real slick, real soapy, especially if it's been scuffed up beforehand.
A glorious stroke. There's been an exhibition of stroke play. What a way to bring the 150 up. Hidden away down at number 9. Gets it up and over the offside. 4 more to Pakistan.
Shot of the day for me, this. From Hiram Javed. Textbook, really. Dancing down the track. And to keep the composure and lift that ball over cover. Wonderful batting.
Plenty for Atapatu to ponder. Sana will get back onto strike now. Where's she going to look to target? It's a pretty standard field you'd expect here. All the 3 on the leg side in the deep in front of square, but is she going to maybe look between long on and deep mid wickets?
Certainly now it's got to be straighter, with the pitch being a little bit damp. So playing straight through the line is usually the better option. Sweeping is not what you want to do, unless it's pitching outside leg.
Looks for the sweep, which is probably more one she's trying to get up and over the head of the short fine leg, because there are decent sized boundaries here. A deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on. I think Sana's saying, I don't know if I'm going to get it up and over them all the way for 6, but I could easily get it up and over the head of the short fine.
And that's only because of the angle. Only if it's pitching outside leg will she try and do that.
This time goes through the offside, should be at least a couple. Remarkable how easily she accesses that part of the ground, because again, talk to me as a batter, Cam, that's not an easy shot to play.
No, and it's not often that you see a left arm spinner bowl over the wicket at right-handers. So to actually get your weight back to the leg side and then still get it over the ball in order to get it through the offside is pretty difficult to do. But Dasnayak has done a pretty good job here.
Finds a dot to keep Sana off strike. Good set there, just 7 from the over. It's 156 for 7. Final over this first innings. And Pakistan, well, depending upon who can get on strike, maybe if the skipper can get back on, can they scrape up to 170? Should be a very competitive total, maybe slightly above par, we reckon. Sana will get on to strike. Whatever happens, a direct hit would have seen a run out affected, but critically, Aram does her job, and well, Sana will look to go large here now.
It was nice seeing Sana pretend as though she was going to try and come back for an overthrow there. She wants the strike, and she should get it. She's the premier hitter. That was the perfect ball from Vimukti. That's what she'll try to do. Top of the stumps with 3 back, 1 at deep square, cow corner, and long on.
Interesting, it's deep cover rather than long off on the offside. That's where she tries to go, tries to get it up and over the head of mid-off, but doesn't get the timing nor the power or elevation. Good innings this from Sana though, and would you say Pakistan are ahead of things whatever happens in this final over?
I would say they're about par. They could have done better, and I think because we're going to get the full 20 overs, you would imagine in the second innings Sri Lanka can pace themselves accordingly.
Slightly missed time. Don't think Sana wants the second, Aram does, but Fatima Sana says no, I'll have 3 balls here and I'm going to try and find the boundaries. So much as always, Cameron will rest on the shoulders of Chamari Atapatu in the chase.
Just a shout out to Vimukti here. She's bowled 3 perfect deliveries here. Your best ball often remains your best ball. To go for 3 singles at the start of the 20th It's good stuff.
Hit into the leg side. Now there is a fielder at long on, but she puts it down. Not an easy chance for De Silva out there. May well have saved the boundary, which is, well, not quite the primary result, but not a bad secondary. It was pretty well struck by Sana, but didn't quite at the distance.
It's the first one where Vamukti's missed, and somehow that comes back in. Yeah, she's done really well to bring that in. It's almost ricocheted off her hands.
I think almost intentionally. I'm not sure whether it was the primary goal was actually to get it back in. She felt as though even if she took the catch, she might have overbalanced, and then it would have been a maximum. So maybe 4 runs saved there rather than the chance going down. Good short ball, but too short. Oh, frustration for Vamukti there. It's a batter's game these days. Wasn't a lot wrong with that delivery.
Brave bowling. Really rate it. She's been top drawer here, Vamukti. 2 balls left to go. Good pace on that as well.
The bowlers watching on will say that's a good bouncer. The batters will say it's got to be a wide. It's over the head. Very marginal call. Goes in the favour of the batter. Puts further pressure on Vamukti. 2 deliveries left. Pumped. And pumped all the way. That's Fatima Sana. Absolutely in her wheelhouse. She gives it the fist bump to go with it. Charging herself up. It's a maximum.
She's pumped to get the first maximum of the day. Lovely stroke. Done well to guide that ball. That's Fatima Sana. There is someone out at deep square.
I love the self-celebration as well. Come on, Fatima, that's the way you do it.
In a warm-up, come on.
Too right, pump yourself up. Great leadership from Fatima Sana. Here's the last ball of the first innings. Hidden away and bowls her. Oh, remarkable. You won't believe it. It's come down and landed on the off bail. They were through to 1 the single, and it's going to end a sparkling innings from Pakistan's captain. I think she thought she had a definite 1 to her name. Instead, how unlucky is this?
About as unlucky as you can get. Just clipping the bail on top of the stumps. So unlucky, but just rewards for Vamukti for a nice final over.
That delivery sums the innings up perfectly for me. It was a bit manic, it was a bit chaotic. There was an awful lot happening throughout it. And just when you thought it might be another boundary or a single, somehow Sana is bowled. And Wahab Riaz has a lengthy word. I'm not sure the head coach is overly happy.
Well, regardless of whether he's happy or not, they have got their team up to a decent total here, 168.
Yeah, good efforts. And again, a bit like that Scottish innings we saw earlier, maybe the one frustration for Pakistan will be lots of contributions, but no one kicking on to that personal milestone. The top scorer ended up being the skipper with her 37 off 26, and good innings at the top from Muniba Ali too.
Yeah, Muniba and Golferosa got him off to an absolute flyer in that power play. Would have been looking at something around 190 there.
For the bowlers, well, Vamukti stood out by a distance. She picked up 4 for 31, 10 dots in there, and there was a wicket apiece for Dasanayaka, Malki and Namasha too. So that'll wrap up our coverage here for the first innings. There is no doubt that I think Pakistan have the edge at the halfway stage, given that they won the toss, they chose to have a bat first. I think on the whole, although they might have got a few more, they should be pretty happy and satisfied with their total. It's 168 for 8 they have on the board for Sri Lanka to start their World Cup journey in these warm-ups with a win. They'll need 169 to win. We'll have all the action in a few moments' time.
20, you mean? Past 20, walk back. Okay. We've got it at 20 past coming off. got it. It's way past. Starting 15 minutes back. First time on the pitch, so waiting. Right, I'll get one.
Welcome back to Derby for the second warm-up ahead of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup here at the county ground today. Sri Lanka taking on Pakistan. It was Pakistan who won the toss and decided to have a bat first, getting themselves to 168 for 8 from their 20 overs. Lots of batters getting starts, which I guess is good signs in T20 cricket, but you do just need someone to push on. Pick of the batters, again, the captain today, Fatima Sana, 37 from 26. Muniba, 36 up the top as well. So runs down the order. Well, the pick of the bowlers today, Vimukti, 4 wickets for her. Other than that, a few fairly expensive. Atapattu, 12.5 and over, but shared around among 7 Sri Lankan bowlers today, so lots of opportunity to get a bowl as we lead into the main tournament starting next week. Sri Lanka obviously playing in the opening tournament, the tournament opener, I should say, against England at Edgbaston on the 12th, and that will be quite some day for the head of the biggest ICC Women's T20 World Cup ever. Sri Lanka and Pakistan have both been part of all of the T20 World Cups so far, and both looking to make more ground in the tournament this time than they ever have done before. So Pakistan 168 for 8 from their 20 overs, meaning that Sri Lanka need 169 to win. Vishmi Gunaratne up the top. She's been long-time opener for this Sri Lankan side now. And Shamari Atapattu, she's already had 3 catches today, 155 innings for this Sri Lankan side, the captain. And we're going to start with some spin for Pakistan. So chosen to go for spin starting up, and even the slip in play. The 2 fielders out in the deep at long on and deep mid wicket. Also got a short mid wicket with captain Fatima Sana there, a square leg, and 3-4 up in the ring on the offside. Goes for the sweep shot, the big appeal from behind the stumps. I like this, opening up with a bit of spin here, Cam.
Well, I actually don't think they were originally going to. They called for the helmet last minute. It was almost as though Vishmi Gunaratne taking strike got them to make the decision to bowl Ramin Shamim.
Looking to sweep again, stepping right across. And she finds herself almost outside that wide line. She's got so far across.
I mean, it is the field for it. Square leg is up and is now moving around a little bit further behind square.
And now slip coming out. And going to that square leg position. Fine leg moves round. Advances down the pitch this time. A little sign of aggression from Gunaratne. Not got all of it. And not fielded cleanly, but cut off inside the ring at deep mid wicket.
Good batting. Changed the field. And was able to just dance down the track. Get herself going with a couple. That ball is wet already.
Again, moving across all along the carpet. Advances down, that is magnificent. Not quite got enough on it to go for 6, and actually going to plug and land inside the rope, but a beautiful looking stroke. And in the end, it's only a couple of runs for it. First over gone, 4 for none.
ऊपर ही रहना, एक इधर आएगा, एक और आएगा, और पीछे ही रहोगी, that's right, that's right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156
So 4 runs coming off the first over. Gunaratne showing some intent. Shuffling down the pitch, taking on the spin, opening up. So it's going to be the captain, Fatima Sana. Excuse me, Tasmia Aruba, I just can't read. So the left armour from the racecourse end. And again, that slip in position early on in the power play here. Atapatu shuffling down the wicket this time. Left armour to left-hander. Will trickle away and they'll come back for 2.
One bounce, Maro, one bounce.
A little bit of swing to start off. Just gesticulating there. Tasmia. Into the left-handed Atapatu.
Well bowled. Saw her coming and just tucks up Atapatu. Doesn't allow her any room to free her arms.
So every batter needs to show how much it is swinging. Has come back a long way. Good opportunity here for Pakistan to restrict Sri Lanka as much as possible.
Beautifully punched away, holds the pose all along the carpet. Not only is it 4, it'll make that ball very damp.
Imperious there from Atapatu. Stand and deliver, watch it sail to the fence, albeit along the carpet. Shot of the day for me.
Moves on to 6 from 3. Now, Atapatu is one of those batters. You want to keep her quiet early on in her innings because she can get frustrated and then starts to try and go for the big ones. That's really well bowled. Just nipping back in at the left-hander.
She's actually played that expertly. That's come back a long way, both in the air and off the pitch. But soft hands. It's just allowed her to poke that into the offside. Get herself off strike.
Point goes out onto the rope, slightly backward of square, and then deep square leg. Slip has come out now. Well bowled. It's that really difficult line of length, slightly wide and full.
I'm actually surprised to see the slip come out for Tasmia Rubab. She's bowled with so much swing, and with that 3rd up on the circle as well. Don't mind having that 3rd on the fence. Square leg up, have a slip in.
Tight, very tight on that wide line. But Vishmi Gunaratne aware of it, lets it go through. Mixed bag of an over, this one from Tasmia, the wide, a boundary coming from it. Good news is that the sun is shining in the distance, blue sky overhead, the lights are still on, the floodlights. Early shuffles down the pitch, doesn't quite get a hold of it, but enough to get it over mid-on and sent back. Good awareness from Atapatu. 2 done, 13 for none. 2 overs gone. Sri Lanka 13 for none in this chase, 169 that target. Blue skies overhead, still a few clouds rolling around, Simpsons clouds you might call them. The floodlights are still on. And I'm going to pick your brains on these floodlights in a minute, Cam, because we were discussing them earlier. Seems to be a big topic of discussion at the moment, floodlights. But for now it's about Sadia Iqbal, so a change in bowler already. That is beautiful. Beautiful timing, shuffles down the pitch all the way. And that has made a hell of a noise as it's gone beyond the boundary and into the buildings.
Dismissive. What a shot that is. For a small girl, timing to perfection. What I like most about that is how she kept her shape. Managed to pull it wide in front of the empty boxes out there.
And a good response from Sadia Iqbal.
Just a bit of an in-swinger there. Lovely skill from Sadia Iqbal. Well, you asked about the floodlights, Georgie. What do you want to know?
Well, you mentioned that, you know, some floodlights are harder to field under than others, and perhaps these ones are some of the more difficult around the traps.
I actually just wrote a piece about floodlights, but not these ones in particular. I would like to talk about these ones. There are two at Cow Corner, which are actually quite close together. So if you're fielding on the other side of the ground and a ball goes up, you go straight in them and you miss it. Or at least I did.
White ball.
Reload it. But yeah, if it goes into the floodlights or above them, especially at night, it's extremely hard to catch. You can't always see it on TV when players lose one in a light.
In the gap. Gotta get his skates on to cut it off, and there's the misfield, just about keeps it inside.
But on a slightly different note, it's when there's the twilight period, which we won't get tonight, where the lights are on and you're wearing sunglasses or you have them on the top of your head. People always say, oh, but they're wearing sunnies.
Pulled away. That was there to be hit. You just cannot bowl there to someone of the power and strength of Chamari Atapatu.
Pure power from Chamari Atapatu, Sri Lanka's premier batter.
This is when you start to worry, Pakistan. Chamari just getting into her rhythm. 13 from 6 now. Vishmi Gunaratne going along nicely. The other end 12 from 11. Maybe a dot to end a fairly expensive over. 14 runs from it. 3 gone, 27 for none. So, a bit of sunlight overhead, floodlights on. And Tasmir's going to have a second. 9 runs from her first over. Vishmi Gunaratne, eyes are up. That's well bowled. Good work from these two. They bat together a lot up the top of this order for the Sri Lankan side. So good communication, early calls of yes. That's something we saw in the earlier game today that Scotland did so well. Running that first one hard, good communication of then coming back for a second, putting the pressure on those Dutch fielders.
Running between the wickets is something that Pakistan didn't do particularly well. A couple of mix-ups there.
That is so well bowled. Just nips back in at Atapatu.
Significant swing there from Tasmia Rupab. Top bowling. Sort of stuff you dream of as a left-arm seamer.
Chamari advances. It's great running again. This is really good work from Tasmia. She's getting the ball to move, getting the ball to talk, tucking up Atapatu, who's looking to free her upper arms, shuffle down the pitch, and flick it leg side.
Really impressed here by Tasmia Rubab. I mean, she's got a decent coach in Wahab Riaz for left-arm swing. Certainly helps. She's doing an excellent job here for her team.
Clipped in the gap, and that'll be 4 more for Vishmi Gunaratne.
Terrific timing. Hardly put anything into it here and just checks it through the ground. Impressive stuff. Didn't get too much wrong there, Tasmia Rumab.
Slightly.
She's been really impressive so far today, Tasmia Rabab. For 15 from just under 2 overs so far, but 2 batters who are pretty well set in the middle. She's got Chamari Atapatu's number at the moment, getting some movement. Aware that she wants to go for that power hitting. Swing and a miss to end the over. 4 gone, 34 for none.
बस पिच से नहीं भागना चाहिए था नहीं खाती है
Four overs gone. 34 for none on the board. A split screen there. The dark clouds over to the left and the beautiful blue sky over to the right.
Some maintenance on the shoes. Sometimes you can... The best thing actually usually is a fork. I know they're using a brush there, but there's a couple of players who I've played with throughout the years who carry a fork around with them in their bag.
Do they carry, is it a specific one? Or do you have to, is it just, oh, I'll just take this one from catering today?
Well, Dan Worrell from Surrey, who came quite close to playing for England last year, I'd say. He likes to take a fork from each ground that he plays at. Maybe I'm selling him out here, and he's going to get put in jail for stealing.
Okay.
But it's part of his routine.
I can't talk. I think the cutlery drawer in my flat is from my flatmate's old job, and she just took it when she left. So I feel you, Dan Worrell.
I suppose as long as it's not authentic silver, then it's okay.
You know, like when babies are born, they get a christening spoon. Maybe if you've got a kid that you're going to make play cricket, you can get a christening fork?
Or when you take your first wicket, you get a wicket fork.
Yeah, like an anniversary, you know, each anniversary is paper, wood, whatever. You get a fork for your first wicket, you get a knife when you get to 10, and then the spoon, which is the ideal utensil, you get at 20.
What would be your ideal utensil?
Sounds like a weird chat-up line. Hello, what's your ideal utensil? Well, obviously a spoon, because it can cut, scoop, and eat cereal.
Back to the cricket.
All the forks have been removed from the field now. You could just have it on a little chain around your neck, you know. This is my mud removing fork.
Wouldn't want to dive.
No, perhaps not. No. Why are you in hospital today? Well, I was skewed by my mud removing fork that I had on a necklace around my neck, obviously. You end up on 24 hours in A&E at that rate. Anyway, Fatima Sana into the attack. The captain from the city end just goes through her stride.
That is batsmanship right there. As Fatima Sana is running in. Vishmi's just scraping middle, making her wait a little bit longer.
No ball, and strays down that leg side, so it's going to be a free hit for Vishmi Gunaratne. And you think that's a sort of one up to the batter there as well. She's had to go back and do it again, and then it's a no ball.
Smart stuff, it does help. It does help. And a free hit will certainly aid this Sri Lanka power play. Going along nicely now. 35 of their 4 overs.
Dispatched! Free hit, given the treatment, have some of that.
Biggest hit of the day. And a 6 off a free hit. We love that. We've seen a lot of dots off free hits today. Just picked up down the leg side and swept expertly by Vishmi Gunaratne.
Yeah, how often do we see the free hit being a complete anticlimax? Often the bowler suddenly pulls out the best ball they've bowled all day.
Well, that wasn't the best ball that Fatima will bowl. In swinging into the pads of Vishmi.
And then a good touch to follow it up. 6 backed up with a single. Rotate that strike, bring Shamari Atapatu back on strike. She's 13 from 10 at the other end. Vishmi Gunaratne 25 from 17.
We now get to see the 2 superstars going head to head. Captain to captain. Interesting field here. The 2 out, deep point, deep square leg.
Crunched away, just forward of a diving point. Enough on it. Bit too much width on offer from Fatima Sana.
Straight in the arc there. Half volley. Even though it was swinging, Atapatu, all she had to do was throw the hands through it. Waited beautifully for it. Placed it to perfection in front of that deep backward point.
This could well be back-to-back boundaries, and it will just trickle to the rope. This is turning into a painful over for the Pakistan captain. Brings up the 50 for Sri Lanka.
This one expertly done, just opening the face this time. Moving the field around, toying with her food.
With a fork?
Let's not get back into this.
Two to come, already 16 from the over. Again, given a bit of width, just finds the bottom edge. Matapatu frustrated rehearsing that shot. They look pretty cool, calm and collected in that Sri Lankan dugout. A few with woolly hats on. It is a little bit nippy out there in the late day, isn't it now? Yeah, coming to 6 o'clock in the evening of Derby here. And 2 dots to end an expensive over from Sana. 16 from it, 5 gone, 50 for none, and we're going to have a change in commentary.
Well, the two innings mirroring each other in many ways. It was a fantastic opening partnership for Pakistan in the first innings, and Sri Lanka going toe-to-toe with their Asian opposition here at the county ground in Derby. Matapatu in some ways has been almost out-hit by Vishmi. He's been given a few freebies as well. As Pakistan are going to turn back to some spin to try and gain some control. 6th and final over the power play. Always a crucial one in the modern T20 game.
Good ball.
Andrew Leonard here alongside Chachi Pai. Chachi, good afternoon, or really good evening to you, close to 6 p.m. as Georgie was saying. This game hanging, well, very much in the balance, but Sri Lanka may be the happier of the two sides right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been so impressed watching Vishmi. She's been incredible at striking that ball, using her wrist beautifully.
This continues to go, but there is a fielder down at long on, and, well, just out of her reach. It's going to go all the way for 6. We've seen some great ball striking from both sides. And a big, big blow straight down the ground gets the maximum reward.
What a hit by Vishmi. Skips down the track again. Those late use of those wrists, breaking them at the very last moment, eventually much over the head of long on. She really is making a statement. 31 of 19. Amazing strike.
Probably most pleasing for Jamie Siddons as Sri Lanka head coach. This is their first game in these conditions. Reverse sweep comes out now, very well executed. Tuba Sam will have to do the fielding, 2 more to the total. So that 2-week prep camp they had down in Pallekele, obviously fantastic facility and no doubt put through their paces in a big way by the Sri Lankan staff, but so different, alien compared to Derbyshire, the conditions. So Pakistan had the benefit of that trip to Ireland, but Sri Lanka adapting better right now.
Very cleverly played. Sometimes it might be those marginal gains that players like to look at for a big tournament.
Oh, overthrows, buzzers, ring the bell, buzz, buzz, away it goes. And that'll be 4, and I don't think that Fatima Sana needed to throw that. We were talking in the first innings about her being an all-action cricketer, plays in her instincts to touch. This is 4 given away.
Yeah, slight little mix-up. She felt like there could have been a run-out opportunity. Just an unnecessary throw. And when you look back at those small moments of the game, how much is this going to cost them? And on top of that, it's made that ball even more wet.
Good batting, nice use of the feet. Spoke a lot in the first innings about the Pakistan backroom staff. What about the Sri Lankan team? Jamie Siddons, the head coach, not in shot there, I don't think, but a lot of domestic experience. Daminda Pereira, the batting coach. Chavila Gamage, the fast bowling coach. And Sanjina Wirikon, the spin bowling coach. And Carmen Matapatu, the fielding coach. So hugely experienced teams. There is Jamie Siddons, the one cap wonder. Just a solitary cap for Australia, but a bit of a legend of the domestic game for Tasmania. He's got plenty of local support. And those coaches will now come onto the field, because that will get us to the end of the power play, will get us to the drinks break, and we'll certainly see Sri Lanka the happier of the two sides. Can Pakistan do what Sri Lanka did in that first innings and find those wickets straight after the drinks break? We'll have plenty of the action coming straight after this at 64 for now. End of the drinks break in Sri Lanka. Well, certainly you're going to be so pleased with their start. Very different approach from Jamie Siddons to that of Wahab Riaz in terms of the instructions given during that drinks break. I think Jamie Siddons is happy to let Shumariyata Patu lead things, and I don't think there was any of the rather evocative instructions that we saw from Wahab Riaz, who was imploring his entire team to attack. Sri Lanka, I think, therefore saying, Chachi, they're on top.
Sometimes less is more. It's that beautiful saying. When things are going well, when you're in flow, when you're in rhythm, the last thing you actually want to do is feed the batters with too much information. Let them go, say keep going, doing as you're doing, continue with that momentum. They've got a fantastic base that's set up for them now. And really charging towards victory. 105 runs to get.
It will be spin straight after the power play. Nasher Sandhu will come in with her left arm orthodox. The most pleasing thing for Sri Lanka is the fact that it's not actually Atapatu doing the bulk of the run scoring for once.
And Vishmi, she's been so impressive, hasn't she? Very dominant leg side player, extremely strong. Anything on her pads drifting into her, she just whips it away. Used her feet to spinners so great. It'd be great to see how she operates against them now that we're out of the power play.
Yeah, and this would be where I would probably, again, we're guessing body language from looking at the coaches from up here in the media centre, but I think I would agree with Jamie Siddons' approach, which is just work it around. You don't need to look for the big shots that Pakistan looked for straight after the end of the power play, even if that leads to a dot or two. Required run rate well in hand at 7.6.
Absolutely. The field is spread Nice and wide. 3 on the leg side.
Then comes the ungainly hack. 1-dot ball, pressure builds up apparently.
She probably doesn't need to go for those shots, and Atabatu just having a chat with her and just letting her know that there is no one out on that leg side. You can just knock it in and get yourself at the other end.
Yeah, the two most consistent bowlers always across the last 5-6 years for the Pakistan women has been the two left-arm spinners, Sadia Iqbal and Nashra Sandhu. Gets a bit lucky here because doesn't quite get it out of the middle, so falls short of the fielder. And will just be the single. Both ranked in the top 10 of the ICC Women's T20I player rankings. And I know that Iqbal's first over went for 14, but I guarantee if she bowls her 4, she'll end up going for 25 or 30. She always comes back well. So these probably aren't the two you want to get the 10, 12 and over from. There's pace on the ball, particularly with the conditions we've seen. The runs have come a bit more freely. It's good batting from Atsipatsu just to chip down the ground.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. Sometimes what may happen is the batter's mindset in this modern day of cricket that we live in, where you have to go ultra aggressive. You know, they're in that mindset of, I'm just going to carry on going as I have been doing. Sometimes that can be very risky, and it's a double-edged sword when you play like that.
Yeah, spot on, all about recognising the conditions, but with strokes like that, well, Sri Lanka are just going to keep going. Really good conventional sweep, a power sweep that gets a boundary, 7 from the over, 71 for none.
Cool.
98 to win off 78 deliveries. The bright blue sky you're seeing on your television screens or your streams or ICC TV might be a little bit misleading because there are some dark clouds gathering up to our right. We've had a topsy-turvy day in terms of weather, and some of the cricket on show has been both chaotic and brilliant in equal measure, as Tuba Hassan will come into the attack. The right arm leg spin. What will she be able to do for wrist spinners? Well, the last thing they ever want is any kind of a damp ball. Finger spinners can keep that index finger behind it. Can be much more difficult for the wrist spinners. Can Tuba Hassan control it? She's hammered away to start with. That Tapatu has power to burn. Back-to-back boundaries across the 2 overs.
Fantastic shot. Drops short, pounces on the back foot and swivels away. Picks that gap beautifully, dissecting the 2 fielders in the deep.
Yeah, just the blue skies to the left, the concerns across to the right as we look here from the racecourse end. Definitely some dark clouds there building up right above the ground. Let's hope that they don't contain any moisture. How important is it for Pakistan to break this partnership and break it now, really?
We saw it in their innings. Back-to-back wickets can really slow down momentum, halt that scoring. That's what they should aim for. Sometimes all you need is a few dot balls for a false shot to come around.
And so often it's the wrist spinner, the leg spinner that provides that breakthrough. That's exactly why Fatima Hassan has turned to Hassan now. Again, these are warm-up matches. Results are not absolutely the be-all and end-all. I'm sure that's what the Dutch and Irish sides will be thinking after this morning's results in the games at Derby and across at Loughborough. You do want to get into that winning habit as well. Just be a single. You would imagine that Pakistan have already shown plenty to work with, but they've also shown plenty they need to improve upon across both innings.
Yeah, totally agree. Warm-up matches are to experiment, to try new things, to give those opportunities. But winning is a habit and it's a mindset. You want to start off winning, you want to get that feeling spreading amongst the players. So you carry that into the tournament.
Really nicely navigated over that one. 7 come off it right around the asking rates. 78 for none. There are the two groups that we've got to savour, to look forward to, and to enjoy across the course of the 33 matches. The format, just explain it once more, really simple. 2 groups of 6, they all play each other once in their groups, meaning you'll all play 5 matches, however you go in Group A or Group B, and the top 2 straight through to the semi-finals, where the focus will turn to London. Both semis at the Oval, and then the main final itself on the 5th of July at Lord's.
Beautiful sight that's going to be.
What are you most excited about across the course of that sort of month or so of cricket? It's, I suppose, the women's game taking absolute centre stage here in England.
I'm excited to see the crowds, but I'm most excited to see the Associate Nations really take the women's cricket world by storm.
And it's the second time across 3 years of T20 World Cups where a full member misses out. Zimbabwe didn't qualify in the men's edition 2 years ago. They haven't got their women's side, being honest, was roundly outclassed throughout that qualifier in Nepal. It was a really well-run event up in Kathmandu.
So much to look forward to. Just the magnitude, you know, of excitement that's around, you know, England right now, on the cricket sphere, all for this World Cup, and it really does feel like an amazing occasion.
Very sweet, not really finding much success. Zimbabwe lost all 4 games in that women's qualifier in Kathmandu. It was USA that were the unlucky side. It came up just 1 victory short, getting to what would have been a first women's T20 World Cup for them. The 4 qualifying sides, Bangladesh topping the Super 6 stage, really relishing those Nepali conditions, and then Ireland, Scotland and Netherlands, the trio of European sides, all getting through with 3 wins apiece in the Super 6. Very good qualifier, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic to see Netherlands making it through to their first ever T20 World Cup. It's also the competitiveness with which it was played. Just shows the standard of cricket, standard of women's cricket increasing year on year.
Big shots. And that's probably the biggest 6 of the day. It's a favoured stroke of Chamari Atapatu. The slog sweep comes out, a shuffle across, and the over ends with a maximum. 86 for none.
Take a look at that. Shuffles across the stumps, down on one knee. Have some of that, Nasha Sandhu. What a shot. She's such a clean striker of the ball. And that's what makes her so dangerous at top of the order.
Yeah, the thing I like about the stroke, Shachi, for me, is that, okay, a bit of pressure built up in the over, 3 dot balls in it, but it's the modern way. Yes, the fielder's out there on the shots, but you're backing yourself to have the ability with the matchup, the left arm orthodox to the left-handed hitter, to hit it up and over the head of the deep mid-wicket fielder. Great leadership and great choice of stroke from Chamari Atapatu. She is such a star. Spoke earlier about Catherine Bryce's potential impact on the tournament. If she goes well, Scotland are going to go well. If Atapatu goes well, Sri Lanka can beat anyone.
We almost find that with these types of nations, it almost needs that leader, that one player to stand up, to put their hand up and really lead from the front. Promising signs for both teams.
Nicely bowled. Right into the block hole. Haven't seen a landmark for a batter yet today. Lots of 30s. Fatima Sana does well at long on. Vishmi just a 4 away now from what would be the first 50 here, at least in Derby, not the first 50 of the warm-ups day. I think it was Mealy Kerr who got to the landmark for New Zealand.
He almost gave her the double C. C squared. Commentators curse, and she survives. No worries there. She is on 46 at the moment. We would love to see a 50 from her because it was really well deserved.
Good from Hassan. And again, this is a matchup that should, in theory, work against her. It's a massive gap between long on and deep mid-wicket. It must be 45, 50 yards. And just now it starts to close a bit because that's where Atapatu is looking to work that ball. I think she felt it would have been a comfy 2, could have got 4 for it. Great use of the angles, and oh, now I'm a leg spinner, that's harsh.
Always back your own, isn't it? Just taking a look at this. Whoa, flirting with that wide line.
Can't be having that, that's got to be a dot. You see, you can see there, Atapatu is coming across her stumps. That the guideline, the blue line there, got to give the bowlers a little bit of leeway. And I thought for me that was, well, definitely favoured the batter.
Pulled away. You can tell what she's trying to do. She knows that Tuba is going to go across her. She's moving across the stumps to try and whip that ball into the gap on the leg side. Seemed like a really unfair decision on her behalf.
Excellent bowling though. I tell you, can she get out of her over now, or is the wide going to be costly? She can. Just the 3 from it. Superb leg spin bowling. The halfway stage, Sri Lanka though, they're in control. It's 89 for none.
That's why it wasn't.
राइटी को फंसाना है, ये बोल रहे हैं, और ये ऑफ ब्रेक।
Well in charge here in this chase, Sri Lanka. The 2 openers showing Pakistan how it's done. Vishmi Gunaratne, 46 red from 32 at the moment. Chamari Atapatu, her captain at the other end, 38 from 29. They've got their teeth into this chase. 10 overs in, 89 already on the board. So 80 now needed from 60. All the wickets in hand. And getting dark again out there here at the county ground in Derby. It's well bowled from Shamim. As Cam still slides elegantly back into the seat next to me. Cam, what have you made of this from Sri Lanka?
Impressive stuff. Composed. With a little bit of power from Atapatu as well. Just starting to motor here.
Goes aerial, cries of catch it, and over the head. It would have been heart-in-mouth moment for Chamari, but she sends it for another one.
Pure power from Atapatu there. No, not short at all. Just managed just to sit back and just loft it over Fatima Sana, who isn't quite tall enough to get to that one.
I was going to say, of all the fielders who were likely to be able to make the highest jump, it's probably not Fatima Sana. So she just watches it soar over her head.
What I would say now is that With the base that Sri Lanka have, they should really cruise to victory here. I know it's still 74 to go. They have 57 balls remaining and 10 wickets in the hutch. These two have a good chance to continue to build here without taking too many risks.
Gives herself room and tries to punch this backward of point. Both these batters just one strike away from reaching a half century in this warm-up game for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Big cry. They think she's got a tickle on it. Atapatu unmoved. Umpire unmoved.
Interestingly, walking across there to try and target the leg side. With all the fielders back, all the fielders up on the offside.
So one to come in this over from Shamim. Just turned away. Should just be kept to one, which means Atapatu keeps strike for the beginning of the next over. 7 from it. 11 gone, 96 for none.
point हो जाए हम cover आ जाओ
73 needed from 54. Both batters one strike away from a half century. Chamari Atapatu on strike, 45 from 35. Fine leg up inside the ring, long off and long on out. Deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. Ready for that pull shot. Full toss, hasn't got a hold of it, and luckily, because it lands short, I think that's somewhat surprised Chamari Atapatu.
I suppose it did. You're not going to get a better delivery to strike a maximum and take yourself to a half century.
Maybe she was just more surprised that she missed out on an absolute freebie. Doesn't happen often. Two full tosses in a row. Gunaratne gets more of it, but still not enough. Very strange noise it made off the bat as well.
Striking high on the bat. That can sometimes happen with full tosses. You get so used to trying to hit step hits.
Falls just short, parried, and it could be the half century for Chamari Atapatu.
Yes, yes, yes.
Coming through for the single, Chamari has to get her skates on. And very nearly run out. I think she just got her bat in. She was sort of ambling and then suddenly realised. Gunaratne again, that bat making a very funny noise. And decline coming back for the second. So Atapatu on 49. As Tuba has to vigorously dry the ball
Will she just take the one to bring up her 50 or try and clout this over the fence like she has done the last 3 balls?
If I know Tamari Atapatu, I'm going to go with the latter. But we all have to wait. You can see Tuba desperately trying not to put it in that hitting arc of Atapatu to go over that leg side.
And the leg side is spread. She is desperate to smack it over there.
In the air, through the gap. And that will be a half century for Tamari Atapatu. She doesn't even bother running. Punches gloves with Gunaratne. Appreciation from the Sri Lankan side. They know how important it is for their captain to be in form coming into this World Cup. 12 overs gone, 107 for none.
What's that left arm wrong too?
107 on the board, 12 overs in, 62 now needed from 48. Haven't yet lost a wicket, so very much in Sri Lankan hands at the moment. Shuffles down the pitch. Aerial going to land just short. As the fielder out at long on, so one more to Vishmi Gunaratne, moves on to 49. And Captain Tamari Atapatu doing what we've known so well for so long.
And that was the moment she brought it up. Adoring dugout. She's in fine form. She'll need to continue throughout the summer.
Moves across, goes aerial. It will land safe again. There's cries of catch it. She's tried that so often, and some of them haven't paid off, and she's almost got away with it. The fielder's right out on the ring, on the rope even. So Vishmi Gunaratne, 49 from 35, faces up. Goes for the reverse, and that will be the half century for Vishmi Gunaratne. Oh no, it won't, not quite yet. Umpire signals byes. Thought there might have been a bit of bat on that. She'll have to wait. Nonchalant again from Atapatu. Oh, nonchalant in the field, the one-handed pickup.
Some naughty cricket there. Full delivery, just picked up. Minimal effort, and then sticks the right mitt out. Nicely done by Tasmia.
She's still going to have to wait. Vishmi Gunaratne feels like she's been 49 for a long time now. One more to come in this over. 111 without loss to Sri Lanka. Still going to have to wait. Dot to end the over, 13 gone, 111 for none. So Gunaratne still on 49 at the non-strikers. Seems to try to sort of change her game completely.